Yo, what up and what's good to all my amazing, beautiful friends, subscribers, and folks clicking on this video right now. It's your boy, Adam P, aka The Road Country Ninja, and we are back with a new video. And welcome, for those of you new, to the Adam Petway Show. For those of you who've been with me for a while, you may be asking, Adam, did you change the name of your channel? Yes.
NANI?
It was ACP, by the way, when I first started, but I'm starting to go in a different direction. So I was like, you know what am I trying to accomplish? And what am I trying to do? So I decided to make it the Adam Petway Show, since I'm gonna be focusing a lot on skits, sketches, and a lot of other things that I think you guys would really like. But we'll talk about that at another time. The reason you have clicked this video today is because we are going to be talking about the 5 anime you should be watching during quarantine. Now, if you're like myself, you've been stuck at the house for a while. And for those of you who like anime, you've been watching a lot of it, hopefully. I've also noticed a lot of people who've never watched anime who are getting on that now. And look, I just want to have a round of applause. Look, I'm glad you've joined the team. It's always great having more people love watching anime, you know? But I got to thinking, what would be 5 anime that I would suggest to somebody to watch during the quarantine? Now, that in itself took a whole bunch of calculations, and I was thinking about a whole bunch of stuff and had conversations with friends. And I thought to myself, for this particular video, the 5 anime that I've chosen to talk about with you all today are kind of about epidemics. You know, we're living with this virus that's going around. I won't say the actual name, but this virus that's going around that's very serious. So I was like, you know what, let me pick 5 anime that kind of center around something similar. So hopefully these anime don't give you any anxiety, but they are really good. All 5 are anime that I personally have watched and that I really like. Some of them, 2 of them are in my top 5, and the other 3 are pretty close. But let's just jump right in. Alright, so to start the list off, these are in no particular order, but I gotta start off with one of my favorites. It's Parasyte the Maxim. Now, for those of you who know me, you know that Parasyte is not in my top 5, it's definitely in my top 10 of anime. It's totally well-rounded, storyline is great, animation is really good. Just the overall storytelling of it was great. Now, I'm gonna try to be as spoiler free as I can on these videos. I'm just gonna do a brief explanation. If you have seen these anime before, look, like and comment below, and also what suggestions would you make? Comment those below. But Parasyte the Maxim focuses on a young man named Izumi Shinichi, I think. Yeah, oh, I probably butchered that, but Izumi Shinichi, I think. Okay, that's perfect, right? So it pretty much follows this young high schooler who gets his hand infected by you guessed it, parasite. And then it just goes on this adventure of where they have to figure out what to do next, how to coexist with each other, and how to stop other parasites from killing people. You know, I'm gonna keep the premise of it very short, because if you haven't watched it, it's so good. Like, I've watched only a few anime that have had action, adventure, some slight romance, and just raw emotion like this anime. It will definitely put you in your feels, but it's also really solid, and it's only 24 episodes if I remember. So for those of you who are not heavy into watching like super long anime, it's pretty fast paced, it's really good. So I would suggest Parasyte the Maxim. Alright, so to keep the man-eating creature theme going, drum roll please, da 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 da, boom, we got Tokyo Ghoul. Now, I first saw Tokyo Ghoul when I was in probably my freshman year of college. Fell in love. Obviously, you might be able to tell the 2 wall scrolls I have back there are Tokyo Ghoul. Now, the first season, fire. Animation, incredible. It was gory. The storyline was good. Everything was perfect. Now, season 2, season 3, quite questionable if you ask me, but I fell in love with the first season. Like, it is incredible. And I'm sure most people who've watched Tokyo Ghoul will tell you, like, first season, flames. Straight flames. Second season, meh. Third season, it's kind of all over the place, but then it slowly starts to make sense. But to get into the story of it, the story follows our main character, Ken Kaneki. Kaneki Ken, I guess that's how he goes in the anime, and he falls into the trap. Look, fellas, he sees this super duper fine girl, and he's like, I wanted to ask her out. He asks her out, you know, and things go well, and then he's walking her home, and then bada bing, bada boom. I won't tell you what happens, but our boy ends up becoming part ghoul. So he's part human, part ghoul, and he is all straight up almost murdered. You know, but we're gonna leave it at that. But it follows how he makes his transition from human to ghoul and trying to find that balance in between. You know, how to manage being a human in a world filled with ghouls and be a ghoul in a world full of humans. So he kind of he teeters that line in between of losing his humanity and staying a ghoul. You know, and the first season really toys with that aspect of it, especially like the last couple episodes. Whew. Look, for those of you who've watched it, you know. But look, I would definitely suggest, no matter what you've heard about Tokyo Ghoul, whether it's good or bad, at least give the first season a watch. Tell me that. If you have seen Tokyo Ghoul, like this video. Comment below what you thought. Alright, you guys, so we got a theme going. You're gonna notice that. It is monsters. So, this next anime up on the list is High School of the Dead. So for those of you who've seen High School of the Dead before, you already know it can be a bit fan service. What? So for those of you who don't know what fan service is in anime, it shows a lot of butts and boobs. So hopefully that doesn't get my video on a strike or anything like that, but I'm gonna be honest with you, it shows butts and boobs. They're covered up, but it shows it very fan servicey like. So if you've seen anime, that's nothing new. They do that a lot, you know, where you see this sort of stuff and you're like, what? You know, so, and in the title is self-explanatory. High School of the Dead. So what other titles have you heard that about? Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, The Walking Dead, you know, all these. So it's a zombie type anime, right? And they're in high school. So, you know, shocker there. So, the premise of the show is that kids with their nurse are trapped in a high school trying to navigate through this zombie apocalypse pandemic, you know, this crazy thing. It starts off how you would think of, so like your stereotypical zombie show, you know, where like, oh my god, how did this happen, blah blah blah, that sort of stuff. You know, the show is not to be taken like too seriously. They have their very serious moments, emotional moments, but all in all, it's a pretty much fun, adventurous ride as you would take it. You know, it's fun to watch. The animation to me is really good. The storyline is, you know, a bit played out, but I mean it's solid. It's entertaining nonetheless. So, you know, you just watch these kids kind of battle their way through zombies to try to find a safe haven, and you know, they use guns and weapons and all that sort of stuff. So it's pretty interesting. So for my people who have seen High School of the Dead, you know, you already know it's a solid, to me it's a solid anime. It's something just to watch. It's not super duper long. So like the other anime that I've suggested, you know, if you're just starting out or you're just one of those people like, man, I don't like watching super duper long anime, blah blah blah. Look, it's short, it's not super duper long, you know, and it's enjoyable. So watch High School of the Dead. Alright, look, so we're coming down to the tail end of this thing. 2 more anime on the list. I really hope you've been enjoying it. If you have, like, comment, and most definitely subscribe to the channel to get notified of when I'm posting more content, because look, it's more coming and I'm super excited about that. Now, before I get into this next anime, I want to give you a little background on myself, right? I was born in Alabama, which is the South. Alberta, Alabama, which is to be exact, right? So I have what some people would call a southern dialect, or a southern twang, if you will. So it's already weird enough saying anime names, words with a southern dialect. That always sounds kind of weird, but if I say this name wrong, don't flame me in the comments, right? But this next anime, pretty popular, I would think, or I think I think it's kind of underrated, actually. It is Kabaneri. Kabaneri? It's gotta be Kabaneri. Yeah, Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress, right? So, and like I said, if I keep saying this wrong, just forgive me. But look, Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress. So this anime is very similar to the other anime that I've talked about. They're infected. There's another name for them, but I just call them infected, right? So the infected in this anime are like Resident Evil liquor type hard to kill, where they're not like a simple shot to the head or I'm gonna chop you. You know, you have to hit like a golden part where their heart is, which also shout out to the shirt. Gotta get Sickly All Might in there. So for all my fans of My Hero Academy, or My Hero Academy as people call it, you know, but love All Might. So yeah, and if you haven't watched My Hero, plug for that. If you haven't watched My Hero Academy, which how haven't you? I mean, that's one of the most popular anime out now. I'm pretty sure people have beaten that horse with a stick, telling everyone how good My Hero is, which is, it really is a good solid anime to watch. It's on another list that I'm making. But back to what we're talking about, Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress, right? So one interesting aspect of this anime is that it's not set in present day. So with the anime that I've named before, like Parasite and Tokyo Ghoul and High School of the Dead, they're pretty much in, you know, cities, towns that are like present day pretty much, right? But this is set, get this, in the Industrial Revolution. So I was a senior in college when I saw an AMV of this anime. And if you've seen it, it's this young girl comes out with a gun and starts like like flipping around, shooting these infected people so cold. And I was like, dang, she is going hard, right? Also, I'm gonna plug this in, and some of my anime watchers know this. Watching AMVs, one, not only helps you find great anime, because I found a number of great anime off just watching AMVs, you also find interesting songs. Like I found so many cool like lofi style, dubstep, even hip hop songs that I would have not have known had I not watched AMVs. So shout out to the people that make those sort of stuff. Like I appreciate you, but I'm sure the community does too. But let me get off that horse. Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress is set in the Industrial Revolution. So you have like trains and not like high-tech weapons. So you got like flint pistols and flint, I guess flint would be the right word, flint rifles, where like you're not just unloading clips on people, right? It's very strategic. So it follows this young man named Akima. Let me look up this dude's name, because I know I just said that wrong. Blah 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 blah. Let me see, what is this dude's name?
6.5 hours later.
What is this dude's name? Akoma? I'm sorry. Ikoma. Oh, that's a terrible name. If it is his name, I'm sorry, bro. It's been a minute since I watched it. It's been a minute since I watched that one. But you know, my boy is a engineer pretty much, and he was making these weapons to kill the infected, right? So it ends up happening, and this, you know, I'm gonna try to keep it, like I said, as spoiler free as possible. He ends up, you know, these infected end up taking over his, I wouldn't even call it a village, you know, more like a town, right? And he uses his weapons and they actually work on killing these infected, right? But he ends up getting infected, shocker, in the process. So it's kind of like the same theme with like the Tokyo Ghoul kind of thing, where he's infected, so he kind of has to walk this line of like human and infected at the same time. I think I just like anime like that, where the main character is like put into like a really tough position, precarious position to be in, you know. So to get back on that, he it just kind of is about him figuring out a cure for himself, but also, you know, trying to kill these infected and trying to figure out where they came from and figure out a whole bunch of stuff around that. And if you're looking for an anime that's like, and all of these kind of have a similar trope and they aren't super long. So, you know, if you would just want to watch super long, how would I say long? Super long, you know, they're not super long, so you can like watch it pretty quickly. Animation is really good. Action is incredible. Like I said, the girl was flipping around, boy, blasting fools, you know. So if you're looking for a quality anime to watch, you know, that's not gonna take up too much time, you're definitely gonna get the, you know, something out of it. It's definitely entertaining, at least for the most part, and it has its levels of emotion and different things like that. But just a solid anime, just solid. Oh man, look, I was about to die. My throat was so dry. But for all my water drinkers out there, look, let me see if it'll focus on this. Boom. This is some high quality water. I've been drinking it for a while. Apparently it was celebrity endorsed and all that. I mean, I didn't hear about it from that. I just found them in Walmart and they were pretty good. But if y'all want to endorse your boy, look, quality water, crisp, refreshing, easy to drink, for the whole family. Look, perfect person, endorse me. Look, I need money. I need something to keep this going. So, but look, on a more serious note, we are down. Gotta get my sword. We are down to the last anime on the list. And I thought I would throw a little curveball into this. This is a very new anime that's come out. And as I was going over the list of anime that I wanted to choose, this one just kind of came out of nowhere because I had just binge watched it maybe 3-4 weeks ago, and it was never on my radar to think about like quarantine epidemic type anime. But the final anime for our list is, another drum roll please, Fire Force. Now some of you might be like, Fire Force, you know, either you've heard of it, you've seen pictures of it, or you watched it. So if you watched it before, you know why it's in this list. But for those of you who haven't, it is a firefighting anime. Oops, sword almost fell. A firefighting anime. Now, before you guys say, gross, a firefighting anime, what does that have to, you know, that doesn't sound interesting at all. Look, I will admit, I felt kind of the same way as somebody who loves anime, somebody who's, you know, who I watch anime for a living pretty much. You know, if I could do that for a living, that'd be amazing. But I pretty much watch anime for a living, right? And when I first saw it, I was like, I don't know how interesting this is gonna be. What would be the premise around it? Like, what they fight? Houses, you know, that's on fire, you know? But the premise of it is so very interesting, right? Because you like, there couldn't be no fights in this, you know? But there is a lot of action, a lot of great animation. So for those of you who haven't watched it, and this is, like I said, we're trying to keep it as spoiler free as possible. It follows the main character whose name is Shinra, and it was in a tragic accident. I won't say what happened, but he was in a tragic accident where he lost some very important people to him. So he decided to become a firefighter, and helps, like he joins this fire department that's supposed to help fight against human combustion. And what that means is humans are turning into fire demons out of nowhere. Like, just for instance, I'm sitting here and talking to you guys, in the next minute, whoosh, I just catch on fire, right? Human combustion. That's what the firefighters are fighting. So if that piques your interest, look, they're not just fighting house. Why am I keep messing these words up? House fires. You know, they're fighting human demon fire people. Look, action incredible. But look, he who almost choked. I don't have the virus, people. That water kind of came back up on me. But they're fighting fiery demon people. So the premise of it is that he joins this fire company. Their job is to fight human combustion and then figure out like what's causing it, because people thought it was just randomly happening, but there might be something in the works that's not the case. I won't spoil anything, but you know, but it is super duper interesting. You know, when you think about firefighting enemy, you're like, I don't think this would carry much weight. But not only are the fights incredible, the animation is incredible, the storyline is solid because they have so much room to work with, so many different things, because you think firefighting in itself would be kind of like a basic kind of storyline, but then it's like, oh, wait a minute. People have flame powers? Flame powers, you say? Look, so it's really interesting. And the main character, he has that weird look to him, and that's one thing I can appreciate. The main character, I wouldn't necessarily say he looks like a villain, but they really gave him like this toothy grin where he doesn't look like he's the good guy. He looks like, not necessarily say he looks like the bad guy, but you know, when you think of shonen protagonists, you think about, you know, Naruto, Ichigo, Deku, you know, Luffy, characters who are approachable, if you will. This dude looks like he is not necessarily big and scary, but he looks like, you seem like the type of dude that'll stab someone in the alleyway or something like that. But no, he's actually a really cool dude, a really great dude fighting for a great cause, and the anime is fantastic. I think I binge watched that anime in about a day or two, you know, so it's not super long. I think it's probably 2 seasons. Yeah, I think it's 2 seasons, if I remember correctly. And then I'm waiting on the next season to come out, because it ended on, ooh man, it's like you want to know what's happening next. So it's a solid anime. But look, you guys, I want to say thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening to what I have to say. Like I said before, if you like what I've been doing, if you like what you heard, if you like this in general, like, comment, subscribe. Also, click the bell. So, I've heard many YouTubers say this. Look, if you subscribe to me, that's wonderful. But if you want to get notified of when I upload stuff, you have to click the bell, and you have to click notify of when I post. Because if you don't, then you'll just be randomly scrolling through YouTube and then see my video. But if you just want to stay up on what I have going on, which I would say stay up on it, because I'm putting positivity out there, bro. I'm finna blow up on YouTube. I am finna blow up. Nah, if y'all want to catch the train afterwards and be like, well, you know, I'm a big fan of Adam now. Look, that's totally cool too. But if y'all want to say y'all was down for the ride when your boy was down bad and only had 126 subscribers, and we gonna come up from the bottom and we gonna keep it going. Look, so I would like to say thank you all for watching. Comment what you would like for me to cover next. I have a couple of skits I got going on, so be prepared for those as well. Look, thank you all again. Have a wonderful day. I love you all.